Hello aspirants, I'm Indumati Karthikeyan from NCAR IS Academy. Today we are going to see about the current affairs of 15th November, which is taken from Daily edition. Hafspa reimposed in 6 riot hit areas of the Manipur, which is under the article of GS3, challenges to internal security. First of all, the center imposes AFSPA in the Manipur region because of the 6 police station areas, including Jirbam. The protesters demand exams to be held in single day and more. The center has imposed the Armed Force Special Power Act, under which an area is declared as disturbed for the convenience of the security forces to operate in Manipur's 6 police station areas, including the violent hit Jirbam. In a notification, the Union Home Ministry said that the decision was taken given the continuous volatile situation there is due to because of the ongoing ethnic violence. The police station areas where AFSPA has been reimposed are Sekma and Lamsang in Impal West District, Lampal in Impal East District, Jirbam in Jirbam District, Lemakong in Kangko and also Bishanpur. First of all, we must know what is AFSPA. It gives the power to the army, state and central police forces to shoot to kill such houses and also destroy and any property that is likely to be used by the insurgents in areas declared as destructed by the Home Ministry. Hafsa is invoked when a case of military or insurgency takes place and the territorial integrity of India at risk. And the security forces can arrest any person without any warranty who has committed or even about a committed cognizable offense, even based on the reasonable suspicion. It also provides the security forces with legal immunity for their actions in the disturbed areas, while the armed forces and the government justify its needs in order to combat militancy and insurgency. The critics have pointed out causes of possible human rights violation linked to this act. Let's see the historical background of the AFSPA. In pre-independence, there is a AFSPA. Likely, its origin, that is Magna Carta, it's on Quit India movement. Like many other controversial laws, it is a colonial origin. The AFSPA was first enacted in an ordinance in the backdrop of the Quit India movement launched by Mahatma Gandhi in 1942. A day after its launch on August 8, 1942, the movement became the leaderless and turned violent in many places across the country. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Patel, and a host of others had been put behind the bars. It shaken the massive scale of violence across the country. Then the Viceroy Lin promulgated the Armed Force Special Power Ordinance Act 1942. The ordinance practically gave the armed force a license to kill when faced with internal disturbances. On the lines of this ordinance, the Indian government promulgated the ordinance in 1947 to deal with the internal security issues and all on the unrest arising due to the partition of four provinces in Bengal, Assam, East Bengal, and also the United Provinces. And also there is a historical background based after 97 post independence era. The Indian Parliament enacted different acts under the AFSPA for different region. First of all, we must see the Armed Force Special Power Act, Assam and Manipur Act 1958. That is, AFSPA was enacted to deal the Naga insurgencies in the Assam region. That is, the Naha National Council reported that is conducted a free and fair plebiscite in which about 99% of Naha voted for a free sovereign Naha nation. There was a boycott of the first general election of 1952, which later extended to a boycott of government, schools, and also office. In order to deal with the situation, the Assam government imposed a Assam Maintenance of Public Order Autonomous District Act in the Naha Hills in 1953, and it intensified police action against the rebels. When the situation became worsened, the state government of Assam deployed the Assam Rifles in the Naha Hills and also enacted the Assam Disturbed Area Act of 1955, thus providing a legal framework for the paramilitary forces and also the state police forces to combat insurgencies in these areas. But the Assam Rifles and the state police forces could not contain the Naga rebellions, and also rebels Naha Nationalist Council set up a parallel government in 1956. To tackle this threat, the Armed Force, Assam and Manipur Special Power Ordinance 1958 promulgated by President Dr. Rajendra Prasad on 22nd May 1958. It was later replaced by the Armed Force, Assam and Manipur Special Power Act 1958. The Armed Force Special Power Act 1958 empowered only the governors of the state and the administration of the union territories to declare areas in the concerned state or the union territory as disturbed. The reason for conferring such power as object and reason include the bill was the keeping in view of duty of the union under article 355 of Indian constitution inter alia to protect every state against the any internal disturbances, internal rebellions. It is considered desirable that the central government should also give power to declare areas as disturbed in order to enable us armed force to exercise its own special powers. It was later extended to northeastern region also. After that, the North Armed Force of Punjab and Chhattisgarh Special Power Act 1983, the central government enacted by repealing the Armed Force Punjab Chandigarh Special Power Ordinance of 1983 in order to enable the Central Armed Forces to operate in the state of Punjab and the Union Territory of the Chandigarh, which was battling the Khalistan movement in the 1980s. That is a in 1980s there is a burning of Khalistan movements. In 1993, the act was enforced that the whole of Punjab and Chhattisgarh, the term of act broadly remained the same as that the Armed Force Special Power Act Assam and Manipur of 1972, except for two sections, that is which provide the additional power to the armed force. That is subsection C. Subsection E was added a section for stipulating that any vehicle can be stopped, searched and also seized forcibly if it's suspended or carrying proclaimed offenders or ammunition. And section 5, which states and also added to the act specifying that a soldier has the power to break open any locks if the key thereof the withheld. As the Khalistan movement died down, ASA was withdrawn in 1997, roughly 14 years after it came to force, while the Punjab government withdrew the Disturbed Area Act in 2008. It continued in Chandigarh until September 2012, when the Punjab and Haryana High Court struck down the AFSPA Act. Thirdly, Armed Force Special Power Act, Jammu and Kashmir in 1990. The AFSPA in Jammu and Kashmir was enacted in 1990 in order to tackle the unprecedented rise in the military and insurgency in the Jammu and Kashmir. The governor, Jammu and Kashmir or the central government is the opinion that the whole part or any part of the state in which disturbed or dangerous condition, then the act can be imposed. Jammu and Kashmir has its own Disturbed Area Act, separate legislation that came into existence in 1992. Even after the DAA for Jammu and Kashmir lapsed in 1990, the government reasoned that the state can still declared as a disturbed area under Section 3 of AFSPA. Implementation of AFSPA is Jammu and Kashmir has become highly contentious, but it still continues to be in operation. First of all, we must know the salient features of the AFSPA Act. What is the key provisions are provided in the AFSPA Act? The governor of a state and the central government are empowered to declare any part or full or any state as the disturbed area if, according to their opinion, that it has become necessary to disrupt the terrorist activity or any such activity that might impinge on the sovereignty of our India or cause insult the national flag or anthem or Indian constitution. Under Act Section 3 of ASPA provide that if the governor of a state issues a official notification in the Gazette of India, then the central government has the authority to deploy armed forces for the assigning the civilian authorities. Once the region declared as disturbed, then it was maintained the status quo for the minimum of 3 months as per the Disturbed Area Act 1976. As per the Section 4 of ASPA gives the special power into army officers in disturbed areas to shoot even if it kills any individual who violates the law or is suspected to violate the law. This includes assembly of 5 or more people carrying of weapons, etc. The only condition is that the officer has to give a warning before opening the fire. Security forces can arrest anybody even without a warrant and also carry out searches without any consent. Once a person taken into your custody, he or she has to be handed over to the nearest police station as soon as possible. Then prosecution of the officer on duty for alleged violation of human rights requires the prior permission for the prior from permission from the central government. And we must know about the disturbed areas under the section 3 of the ASWA. An area to be declared as disturbed area is conferred on the governor of the state or the administrator of the UT or central government. The entire area or a part of it can be declared as a disturbed by notification in the personal gazette. In the official gazette, the state government can suggest whether the act is required to be enforced or not, but under section 3 of the act, their opinion can be overruled by the governor or the center. Then, initially, when the act came into force in 1958, the power to confer ASFA was given only to the governor of the state. This power was conferred on the central government with the amendment in 1978. Tripura was declared as a disturbed area by the central government over the opposition by the state government. The act does not explicitly explain the circumstance under which it can be declared as a disturbed area. It only says that the ASWA can only requires that such authority is of the opinion and all part of the area are in dangerous or disturbed condition. That is such as use the such that we can use armed forces in that areas. And also we must know the section 4 of the act that any commissioner office, warrant officer, non-commissioned officer or any other person or equivalent ranked in the armed force in a disturbed area may have the following powers. If he is the opinion, then in order to maintain public order, it is necessary to fire upon or use forces even to get extent of causing death against any individual who is deemed to be acting in the contravention or any law that is forced into disturbed area. And also further it prohibits the assembly of the 5 or more peoples and also keeping the weapons on his hands. The weapons are free, the firearms, ammunition or explosive substances which they carry, then the action can be taken after giving such due warning that is necessary. And also the opinion necessary destroy any arms dump prepared for fortified position or shelter from which armed attacks are made or likely to be made or attempted to be made. Even the structure used as a training camp for armed volunteers, the utilized hideout by armed gangs or absconders wanted for any offences. Any individual who has committed a cognizable offense or against whom it's reasonable suspicion exists that he or she has the committed or is about to commit cognizable offense can be arrested without a warrant or maybe in such force are necessary in order to carry out an arrest. Enter and search without a warrant is provided for any location to carry out such arrest or to apprehend any individual believed to be wrongfully restrained or confined or any property reasonably suspected to be stolen property or any arms ammunition explosive believed to be kept unlawfully in such premises and for thus purpose reasonable amount of force can be used if necessary. What is the controversy around the act? First, we must know the controversial talks around these acts, that is mainly human right violation. The law empowers security personnel down to non-commissioned officer to use force and shoot, even to the cause of death, if they are convinced that it is necessary to. So, for the maintain of public order, it also grants soldiers executive powers to enter premises such as and arrest without a warrant. To exercise these extraordinary powers by armed forces as often led by allegation to fake encounters and other human right violations by security forces in disturbed areas while questioning the indefinite imposition of ASPA in certain states such as Nagaland and Jammu Kashmir. There is a committee, Jeevan Reddy committee. They are providing some recommendation regarding this ASPA. In November 2004, the central government appointed five-member committee headed by the Justice BP Jeevan Reddy to review the provisions of the act in the northeastern states. The committee recommended that ASPA should be repealed and appropriately provisions should be inserted the unlawful activity act, that is prevention act 1967. These act should be modified or clearly specify the powers of armed forces and also paramilitary forces, and grievances should be set up in each district where the armed force are deployed. And the second ARC committee also recommended the suggestion like the fifth report of the second committee on public order has also recommended to repeal the ASPA. However, these recommendations have not been implemented. Majorly, the Supreme Court views on this act. The Supreme Court has upheld the constituency of ASPA in 1998 judgment, Naga People's Movements of Human Rights versus Union of India. In the judgment, the Supreme Court held that a suo motu declaration can be made by the central government. However, it is desirable that the state government should be consulted by the central government before making the declaration. The declaration has to be for a limited period of time. It should be around the declaration period should expire within 6 months. While exercising these powers conferred upon him, ASPA, the authorized officer should use minimum force necessary to effective actions. Next, we see the way forward. What we should know. What should the status quo of the act as no longer not acceptable solution due to numerous human rights violation incidents have occurred over the years. The ASPA has become the symbol of oppression in the areas it has been enacted. Hence, the government need to be addressed to the affected people and also reassured from the favorable actions. Government should consider imposition and lifting of ASPA on a case-by-case basis, limit its application only to a few disturbing districts instead of applying the whole area, the whole state. And also the government and the security forces should also obey the guidelines set out by the Supreme Court and also the Jeevan Reddy commissions and also the National Human Rights Commission, which will give the solution for this AFSPA act. Thank you.